Well, let's discuss all these latest developments with Ibrahim Freyhat, who's Associate Professor of Conflict Resolution at the Doha Institute. Ibrahim, good to have you with us again on Al Jazeera. It would appear that with this Blinken visit, his third in the region, and his meeting with Mahmoud Abbas in Ramallah today, that the U.S. narrative, they want to say that the U.S. narrative is changing. But are you seeing a clear shift in the U.S. position now, 3 weeks, nearly a month into this conflict?
Well, what we should actually be talking about, yes, there is a shift in the U.S. positions from within, meaning there is a very strong pressure now on the current U.S. administration is to try to be more balanced on this. There are several developments on this.
The pressure is not coming just from outside, but also within the Biden administration itself.
And this is what matters, because this is the pressure is coming from within the United States. First of all, Obama spoke for the former President Obama spoke to the New York Times, and he made very strong statements saying everyone, and underline everyone, is complicit in the current bloodshed. And when he says everyone, it means this also includes the U.S. administration. End of quote. That's what he said, made the statements. And the occupation in Palestine is unbearable. And he also spoke of another important key factor, which is there needs to be a comprehensive solution. So these statements made by former President Obama are very strong.
But do you think this matters to the Biden administration? Because they still haven't called for a ceasefire.
Well, this, of course it matters, because this adds a lot of pressure to come from his former boss, by the way, Obama, to President Biden, and to make this shift for Obama in the position of the U.S. But even equally important, the current polls that coming out from for Biden against Trump, showing that Biden is losing in 6 states, 6 battleground states for Trump, and that Biden needs these states badly, like Nevada, Michigan. And Michigan, that's where the Arab concentration is. Yeah. And he cannot basically win the next election without Michigan, without Nevada, without Georgia, where in these battlegrounds that Biden is losing in big margins for Trump. So this is, Biden has taken this blind, unconditional support for Israel in order to secure his next election, but now he is losing both. He is losing the next elections from the polls that we're showing, and he's losing his credibility for showing that he is giving the Israeli government the blind support, all what they want, without an agenda. The only agenda that he has is the Israeli agenda that, by the way, Israel does not have an agenda either, and only that the U.S. administration is paying for it.
So domestic politics also at play here as far as the U.S. position is concerned. How worried are they, though, about their regional relationships? Blinken is heading to, as we hear, another huge explosion over Gaza right now. This is happening live. It's past 6 p.m., almost 6:30 p.m. in Gaza. Look at the pictures on your screen right now. The Israeli bombing campaign has only intensified in the last hour. Coming back to Ibrahim, the U.S., how concerned is it about its relationship in the its relationships in the region? Blinken is heading to Turkey. On Monday, he's holding talks in Turkey, and he's also traveling to Iraq. How worried is the U.S. about the ties it has in these regions?
Well, the U.S. administration is very worried, is very concerned for the right reasons, because they are failing in securing any support from any regional players. Blinken had a meeting 2 days ago with 6 Arab foreign ministers in Amman, Jordan, and he achieved nothing out of that and was not able to get them to play a role in what he calls the next day after the war, or that to play a role now in the current situation. Now he's heading to Iraq, and Iraq, before he arrived, there were some strong statements from local militias, what's called the Hashd al-Sha'bi, the popular mobilizing forces, that the attacks against American targets will be accelerated, will be increased as a result before Blinken arrives to Baghdad, according to this militia leaders. And also in Turkey, we are seeing for the first time people, just ordinary ordinary people breaking out or attempting to break out into the American military base Incirlik in Turkey, that they're trying to get into the military base and to try to attack it as a result of the U.S. position. So Blinken is in a very tough position. He's unable to achieve any collaboration from Arab leaders. And now the people also are against him and trying to, ordinary people like in Turkey and militias like in Iraq targeting American targets, attacking American targets. And we know that there have been dozens of attacks against U.S. military targets as per U.S. administration's announcements in the past.
Ibrahim Frihad, thank you very much for your insight as always. If you're joining us on Al Jazeera, it's coming up to 6